For therapists, I would say nowadays we need soft tools, funny tools that give us hope. In this way of working, was it easy?
Yes, it was easy. It was easy because it was my resource.
So the mirroring is a very, very soft interpretation and with security, without judge, and that is very useful in psychodrama. Because talking about yourself, and the therapist is talking to himself too. He is a little bit Forrest Gump.
Hello, welcome to Action Explorations. My name is Anna Bobikova. Our topic today is movie therapy. And my guest today is Alejandro Jiliberto. Hi, Alejandro.
Hi, Anna. Thank you very much to invite me.
Thank you for coming.
Now we share. What did you see in this movement, this journey of Forrest Gump?
Well, I saw that running is a big resource for me. Not actually running. So I would like to run, but I can't just physically with physical condition, but I can walk a lot. And walking is a replacement of running for me. And it's a big resource for me. It's something what I can always rely on. It's just the piece of my life which I can rely on all the time to feel peaceful.
Yes. Sometimes I feel an alien and a stranger have a double task: to grow up and to find his own place. And the running means all the activity we do, isn't it?
Yes.
And sometimes it's difficult. You came from Long to California, and you had to do the same way as Forrest. Difficult way at the beginning, but after you got a place. Now this is your place. You are entrepreneur, you are building, you are running, you're doing.
Yes.
Fantastic. And the ways at the beginning are like with a lot of fear and danger, because you don't know the place, like Forrest. And you are not all the resources, all the tools, like Forrest. Forrest was a little bit a stranger.
Yes.
Because he was handicapped.
Yes.
And had problems like the strangers. Perhaps the language, the idioms, the culture, the attitudes. And at the end you find a place, and it's very, very expansive. It's very big. With your entrepreneurship, with all this video, is as broad as Forrest Gump ways. Go! That is my little experience with you. I can share with you, I didn't understood the scene until we perform it. I match in my life with a big construction activity, all we do, all the things we had to learn to do before doing, because it's difficult to be emigrate, to understand everything and then to build. It's not easy to arrive and build. It's not as easy as if you are brought up in the place. And the strange thing is that when you are as an alien, a stranger, you are more conscious, focus on it. But most of the people are alien in their own country, their own village, like Forrest. We have to learn new tools to build. Thank you very much for this gift to be with you and you're running from the east to the west
Yes, thank you so
of the
much.
States.
We did this journey. Wow. Wow, thank you.
Oh, fine. I tell you, after this, you are going to develop a lot of possibilities. As forest, now you will feel that you are forest doing this and that. In the movie and in your life, you will match, you will a little bit mixed your life, your activities, your feelings with forest. And you will decide in some moments will no, I won't do that, I will do that. And it will help you to think all the things better. Okay? Because you are observing it from outside and from inside very, very easy. That is the opportunity with the movie therapy. Okay?
Yes. Wow, thank you so much. So we're doing a short processing, and usually I know that we do not mix. I'm a protagonist, but it's for educational points. That's why we do. I will ask the questions about how Alejandro was leading, because I did have question. So one thing is I wanted to share that it was very, very profound experience, and I'm very happy. I love this movie, and I'm very happy that I was able to have this scene working for me. I think it will stay with me for a long time.
In this way of working, was it easy?
Yes, it was easy. It was easy because it was my resource, definitely.
It was in your inside you, and it was easy. It's what not artificial. It was not an exercise proposed from outside. Okay.
It's hard for me to answer this question. I don't know. Actually, I don't. Probably it is what I kind of expected. It just feels for me right now. It's after the walking through the scene. It just feels very, very, very resourceful. It's definitely, yes. This is my main feeling. What I have after this short piece was done. Question was about the piece when you offered us to do the mirror, and in this mirror, because this mirror, I've never done this type of mirror when we both are at the same role, kind of mirroring each other. So could you please say a little bit about that piece? So what's the purpose of that, and just your comments, what's important there, how it works?
You understand, every perform in every role of movie therapy are very deep and strong and with a lot of movement. But in this double mirror, the intervention is powerful and is softly, because you don't speak as external, as therapist. You are done this and that, and you are, for example, you are weak. You can say, oh, how weak we are, or how weak we feel. In this mirroring, the most difficult feelings, positions, structures can be revealed without pain, without judge. And this is the most powerful role from mirroring. Don't pain, don't damage, because it's without judge. You are talking about yourself. And the therapist is talking to himself too. He is a little bit Forrest Gump. He could be Forrest Gump, and he's talking to himself. He's not talking to Anna. You are silly person, you are weak, you are hiding yourself on everything psychologists do to others, and that is not helpful. And this is the opposite. I'm talking about me, and it is when this in psychoanalysis, the interpretation could be very aggressive if you are not in timing. So this is the most timing interpretation, because we say we feel. We can even ask how we feel. If you don't know a therapist, what is Forrest Gump feeling?
Yeah.
Perhaps I haven't seen the film, the movie. I can say, how do we feel in this situation, in front of everything? So the mirroring is a very, very soft interpretation and with security, without judge, and that is very useful in psychodrama.
I just never seen such a mirror. I usually just saw that, like when you step out of the role and you see the auxiliary playing your role.
That's why a lot of psychodrama directors don't play.
Yeah. Yes.
I have seen a lot of helpers that
Yes.
play as auxiliary ego for the directors, but they never go in the role. If you are trained, that is the thing, if you are trained, you can be the director and the auxiliary. You have seen I do this sometimes and this. And when I am the auxiliary, I am in the body of the character. I was Forrest. And when I am Forrest, telling things and asking and revealing my feelings, then I can go back and see as director what is happening with Forrest, with Anna in front of me. Is she intellectualizing? Is she empowering herself? Is she receiving? Is she giving? So I am outside and I am inside the role. And this is very useful when you are trained too. The same thing with as director, if you talk openly to the group. Brazilian psychodramatists who don't think by himself, they think by the group, for the group always. For example, this group is so difficult for me. They are coming today in this situation, they are fighting themselves, I don't know what to do, or I do role reversal, or I invent, what shall I do now? So in front of the group, they think in front, that these are two of the big tools to do this kind of exercise, because you are in the role and outside at the same time.
Okay. Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
it's very, very important to feel the body, because the timing of the dialogues was marked by the body. Sometimes you feel the body enough, or the others. Sometimes somebody is doing something and say, so, enough. You are looking, you are observing as a director to your character, to the other perform. The most difficult tool you have to train in the training group, to be inside, outside at the same time. But it's easy if you do it. Then after 3, 4, or 5 trainings, it's easy.
Okay. All
It's
right.
easy, really. Because
Okay.
sometimes I can feel sad or scared in the character performing it, but then I don't feel sad outside. I can feel sad, I can observe it. It's the same as a patient can see Forrest Gump running, empowering, grounded, building his place. The same you after, as Anna, can observe Forrest, movie scene, motivations, yours. It's very, very interesting as a training program.
Yes.
This movie therapy
I see that.
for psychodramatists.
Could you please tell about your practice?
I normally work in 2 levels, in 2 places. In my clinic with patients groups, I do most of the time psychodrama, be personal or groups. Normally I develop projects with institutions. So I try all the time to be with 2 kinds of clients, individual clients and big institutions clients, perhaps hospitals and so on. So I need all the time the social diagnosis, the community diagnosis and intervention, so I can see what is going on in our world, and then what is going on in a person. Sometimes the social work in groups, in hospitals, When I work in hospitals, I do training of nurses, and now in COVID, for example, management of death, management of feelings, emotional intelligence in groups. So I can feel what is going on with all this COVID problems. So, and then when I arrive in my clinic, then I work with individual patient.
You do online teaching too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Most important thing is online, this movie therapy works really good. Even with all this screen, I've been working with 25 persons in a group and works perfectly. I mean, I have a special setting after research with psychoanalytic psychodramatist. We did the research, for example, we never mute the microphone. Never. For example, because after the research, we see that when you mute the microphone, happens a big dissociation in groups, even in meetings, work meetings, everywhere. You see a lot of people, even on the screen, with the mobile, because emotional situation is very, very strong in online groups, and most of people, lot of people disappear. And splitting, we say splitting of the group, splitting of emotion. So that is why we don't close the microphone. Even we say the reality comes in, noises, children's, cats and dogs. Not raining, but cats coming in the screen or dogs barking because they are alone, middle of the pandemic. So we say, who is barking? Or a baby is crying. Who is crying? We take the baby here, and all the group, for example, think baby song for a baby, and the baby calm. And you know, these therapies in groups, with all the things that happened, for example, a man behind a woman, doing ugly things, and we see the unrespect. So in therapy, we need the reality. We look for reality. The reality is there. We don't avoid. So that's why we open microphones. Sometimes we close the camera, but even if we close the camera, we maintain the microphone open. It's very, very interesting. And we have research and we have big results with that. And the last one is a lot of people were trained these days. We made a group of South American and Spanish group, Brazilian, Portuguese. After September, we will do in English.
Wow.
And the best situation of this is that you can train in their native language. It means if I train in for example, for Russia, we can do the modeling in English, but they go in rooms, in pairs, and they train it in Russia, or they train it in German, and every couple, their native language, they train themselves. We have pairs training activity with these movies, and they train, even if they are, we don't translate in the training. We only show, and then we share, but we train in our native language. It's very interesting.
To summarize and to end our interview, could you please say your message to the viewers?
First message for people love movies. Play movies with friends, do the mimic of the movies, and follow the emotions of the movie. It's a big experience. For therapists, I would say nowadays we need soft tools, funny tools that give us hope. And sometimes we work with movies and the sun shines again, because therapists now are in all the world are doing the best they do, but they are really in problems. They have big problems in a lot of places, big problems, economic problems, working problems. They are, a lot of them, they are closed in homes, and we need movement, we need the action of the life, and they are inside. I suggest that working with movies, open yourself to all this movement of this action we have lost sometimes. That is.
Well, thank you so much for this wonderful interview. Specifically, I love most of all my personal work.
Thank you very much, Anna. You are so kind, and you offer yourself. It's not easy to find therapists so secure and so spontaneous like you. And you are doing a great job. I've seen some of your videos and your techniques, and are really helpful for all the psychodramatists.
Thank you. And thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.